Is Andy Jassy a good CEO? Today on GrowthShares, we're going to grade Andy Jassy's performance as CEO of Amazon.com. The CEO makes all the big decisions for a company, and that plays a big role in whether you should invest in that company for the long run. We're going to examine two big factors, earnings growth and stock growth while CEO. Each of these factors will be given a letter grade. And then we'll combine these two factors to get the overall picture of Andy Jassy as CEO. I encourage you to pause this video at any time. Andy Jassy became CEO of Amazon.com in July 2021 after Jeff Bezos stepped down. We're first going to look at earnings growth during Jassy's tenure. One realistic measure of a CEO's success is how well the company grew its earnings during his time as CEO. When Andy Jassy became CEO, Amazon.com had earnings of $3.24 per share, adjusted for any stock splits. Today, earnings are at 43 cents per share. That's a 63% compounded annual loss. That's a good standalone metric, but we'll need to compare that with the S&P 500 as a metric of relative growth. During that time, the S&P 500 companies have a loss of earnings of 1.65%. This means Amazon.com lagged the S&P 500 by 61.91 percentage points. Looking at our grading criteria, Andy Jassy gets an F for earnings growth. Next, we're going to look at stock growth during Andy Jassy's tenure. Stock growth is more investor expectations than the fundamentals of the company, but it's still important if you're investing based on management. You still want a return on your investment. During Andy Jassy's tenure as CEO, Amazon.com has gone from $166 per share to $130 per share, adjusted for any stock splits, which equates to an 11.53% compounded annual loss. During that period, the S&P 500 gained 0.71%. Unfortunately, Amazon.com lagged the S&P 500 by 12.24 percentage points. Looking at our grading criteria, Andy Jassy gets an F for stock growth. Before we get to our overall grade, consider becoming a GrowthShares Patreon member. You'll get access to every grade from every company I've analyzed. It's updated all the time. Go to patreon.com/GrowthShares or click on the link in the description. I place slightly more importance on earnings growth as opposed to stock growth because earnings are a more meaningful measurement. But overall, I give Andy Jassy's tenure as CEO of Amazon.com an F. His relatively short reign as CEO has been wildly disappointing. Earnings and the stock are down magnitudes more than the S&P 500. This may be the malaise during the high times of the pandemic or something worse in the long term. But of course, there's a lot more than investing based on the CEO. When I analyze a company, measuring a management performance is just one part of my analysis. There's plenty of stock analysis videos in my channel. Which CEO should I evaluate next? Comment below. Invest wisely, and as always, take care of your money.